Wow, welcome back. It's time for us to find out what's up and about right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Winnie, good morning.
Hi, morning.
Great to have you on the show.
Here, nice to be
I think Winnie did not have enough of bed.
What? No, what?
When you say out with data, you understand.
Oh,
Like she wants to just, she wanted to be in bed all day.
Winfrey educated me. This is called loungewear.
Exactly.
Loungewear. It's designed.
It's slipwear fashion.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
Okay.
I've been saying we should be wearing pajamas on the show sometimes. You know?
How dare you? This is not pajamas.
No.
It's
This is
loungewear.
Loungewear. I'll wear my own loungewear.
But you make it look amazing. And it's
Thank
the right
you.
color. She got the color memo.
Right, and you didn't. But you're blending in nicely.
Hallelujah. All right. You know, I like the fact that we started this on a light note, considering the heavy stuff we have to deal with.
Yeah.
We came across a story someone shared about being bitter because of something her husband did several years ago. So apparently, husband's nephew abused her daughter, and after sexually assaulting him, he was sent back to his mom, or assaulting her rather, sent back to his mom. Now, years down the line, the man says, oh, the boy has to come back to the house to get some assistance to learn his skills so he could hustle abroad, in quotes. And then the woman was like, no way, you can't be in the same house with my daughter again after those years. And the next thing, the man started victim shaming his daughter and saying she's, the mom was to blame for everything that happened and the girl wasn't so innocent. Now, let's remember, the boy who did the deed was 18 years old and the girl who was abused was 10 years old at the time. Yet the dad blames her for what happens. And so the lady says she's never, ever going to forgive him. She stayed married, by the way, I should point that out. So now their daughter is in her mid-20s, but she is still hurting after all these years. So I don't know, what's your take on that? Though?
Key points. The man is a pastor.
Ah, yes, I forgot to add. Though I didn't think I should.
Why? Very important.
So you don't want to. So I didn't want to take the focus off the girl and the girl child. Once you add pastor in quotes into it, it becomes a turn. It takes another turn. I was thinking about the mother and the daughter and their relationship right now, and whether this child was taken care of after the fact, after this abuse happened. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Then you now start thinking about the husband and wife's relationship. There was another thing of note in that particular post where the man said if she doesn't want the boy around, she should resign or something.
From her job.
From her job or something like that.
In my opinion.
I was a bit confused about that.
I figured it out eventually. You remember when we first talked about it in the makeup room?
Yeah.
There was that confusion, but then I understood. So he's also, that's another way to blame her, that because she was working, was why her daughter became, in quotes, loose
so if she
enough
was home.
that if she was home, that would not have happened.
Wow.
But now that even the daughter is grown, because as at that time, the daughter was probably in her late 20s, as at the time the boy was coming. As far as it's concerned, the girl needs her still to be set in her ways positively.
So,
in this case, mothers are to blame for anything that happens.
We discussed this with our parenting expert yesterday, briefly, not in depth, but we've been talking about abuse for the whole month of August. And one of the key things is to listen to the child. And now this is not just for the mothers to listen to the child, the father should listen to the child too, and believe that child. And also make sure that these offenders are reported. Now, whatever consequences of this boy's actions, in my opinion, he deserved at the time, and he still does. And justice was not done for that child in the immediate. The fact that the wife stayed in that marriage, knowing that this young man was not going to pay for what he had done to this daughter, that is a major questionable choice for this woman. This is the same man that's now questioning your child's virtue because of something he literally let go of. Justice has not been served, in my opinion. And I feel like the mother is right to feel bad about it. And I'm glad that she's coming out to speak about it now. But I think she needs to have a conversation with her daughter.
So there's a big issue with, you know, people who are abused, especially sexual abuse. There's this, oh, hush, hush. So it doesn't affect your future. Hush, hush. So it doesn't ruin our family name. Hush, hush this, hush, hush that, without thought of the eventual results of the incident on the child. Because it's actually a traumatic experience. And so the child doesn't get help and everything is swept under the carpet. And why does the child not get help in most cases? Because you are afraid that the counselor the child will talk to, the child will give too much information that might still damage reputation, which brings us to something I believe we should discuss one of these days. How many counselors are actually not professional enough to understand the meaning of confidentiality? Because many of them are not. But then back to this, we have to be very, very pragmatic. And this has nothing to do with just the female child. The male child as well. It's even worse for a boy that has been sodomized, where he's told that, oh, people will look at you in one kind of way, don't say anything. And then that child keeps quiet, and the child is hurting. And then the child lashes out in future. Maybe goes left or does something crazy, and you're saying, oh, it's evil spirits. The evil spirit is you, the parents, who refuse to take action when you could have changed that boy's life for good, especially after such an event. It's really unfortunate how many parents do not handle this well.
So I will say, I mean, I have different angles to actually bring this in from. But I'll start from the fact that if the right thing was done in the first place, there will be no reason for him to even have the opportunity to come back to learn his skill to go abroad. Why? Because according to the criminal code, he's liable for life imprisonment.
It was even 18 already.
Life imprisonment for literally committing such an offense. So if that was actually done at the moment, and this is not a situation of whether it would... Once you find out your daughter was raped by someone that lives with you, straight to the police station, straight. They should first come and carry him. Then you have the conversation with your husband, maybe after he comes back from work, that, oh, see what I noticed, though, the boy is already in police station, or maybe take it from there. And I actually totally don't agree with you that, fine, we should isolate the father and not talk about the fact that he's a pastor, he's a man, and all of that, because, okay, it is the woman and the child's responsibility, I don't know, the woman's responsibility to make sure that her daughter literally has absolute care. That is actually good. But then again, this now literally continues to do certain damage that affects us till now. The truth is that men, when it comes to the upbringing of children, literally neglect their responsibilities, because it is a community that raises a child. However, fine, of course, as a daughter, it is only reasonable your daughter is closer to their, but in situations, there are certain situations where we see girls even closer to their dads than to their moms. Men have the responsibility to make sure your family is protected from your wife to your children. And the truth is, when I even read the story, the truth is the first thing that came to my mind. Are you sure it's not even this man that ever complains of this?
In fact,
to be honest, that's why I just
and he's just using the boy as a cover.
Do you understand? And I now thought about the fact that, okay, you know what? Okay, maybe the girl is old enough to have said it was that dad actually did it by now. That's the first one, because the way he literally just took, because I know men are usually very protective over their children.
We're really passionate about this.
It's terrible.
And I think
for you to be a man of God in that situation,
you see that I didn't want to even add that part, but there's actually a lot of sense in what you said. But you know, unfortunately, we cannot continue this conversation.
Maybe he had done it before to somebody else. That's
and this is the kind of person that will counsel others.
Do you understand?
You know what? Let's take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Let's have your opinion. #Wake Up Nigeria on TV.
It's good to put about the abuser is late now, by the way.
Yeah.